And Lindsay Gerda saved my ass. She got me 4 months. She begged me.
Yeah, that's a heavy-handed sentence.
She saved me.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, buts about it. I say it to everybody who watches this.
Right.
She saved my ass.
Right.
Lindsay Gerda saved me. And Keith Edelman wanted me in jail. He still wants me in jail. He's just a miserable fuck.
What's up, everybody? I hope all you guys are having a great night. What's going on? Welcome to Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we're going to talk about the rats. And we're going to clown them tonight like we always do. Before we get started, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. So we got a good show for you guys tonight. Hope you guys are all having a merry SnitchMas. Mobland, how are you? Mike Sula. Everett, what's going on? Big boy, Blue. Yas, how are you? So we got some good videos to go over. And hey, they've been pumping out the content. So I've been pumping out the content. Sammy the Bull is going to be on the chopping block coming up this week. Or you know, the week coming up. But we got Mikey Scars coming up. And that one's pretty interesting, to say the least. And shout out to OC Shorts for his informational video that he did on Mikey Scars. And I know Mikey Scars was pretty upset when he dropped that video. But anyway, remember, we have a toy drive going on. I'm going tomorrow morning to get the toys. So if you want to help out, you can hit up the Cash App. It's Chattin with Staxx. Emerald, how you doing? You can hit up the Cash App. It's Chattin with Staxx. Or you can hit up PayPal, Venmo, Super Sticker, Super Chats, all that good stuff. And I appreciate every single person that's helping me along the way. We're going to have these kids. They're going to have a good Christmas this Christmas, like we have been doing the past 3 years. It's only right to help people, you know, around this time of year, especially this time of year. So what you guys' plans? We fed 60 people last night. The Comancheros MC. That's what's up, man. I have 28 people over tomorrow. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of people, man. 28 people. I have about 4, maybe 3. That's it. But it's all good. My family's great. Shout out to my family. And I hope you guys are all having a great one. I hope you guys have a great day tomorrow. I've had some wild Christmases in my past. I spent Christmas in prison quite a few times. I've been arrested on Christmas Day. Maybe we could talk about that a little bit. It's a pretty crazy story. Haven't ever told it. It was a wild time in my life. But yeah, I got arrested on Christmas Day, went to jail, sat in there. I felt like it wasn't my fault, but you know how it is. I got into a fight with my landlord at the time. And it was pretty wild. We both ended up getting arrested, but they came for him after. And then Joey, what's up? Pope, Latin Butterfly, how are you? Bobo Camp, what's going on? Lasagna, huh? I'm not really sure. I think we're having lobster and steak. Steak and lobster. They call it surf and turf, right? Something like that. I don't know. I'm not into seafood. But I'm into steak. But anyway, let's get back to that video from yesterday. We're going to start off where we left off. Let's get into it.
John A. Light with me as a guest. John
never get locked up for it. Why not?
All right, so now this is John A. Light explaining how much of a gangster he is. The funny thing is, right? All the real gangsters out there, all the people who are legitimate tough guys, they don't have to explain themselves. You don't have to explain yourself if you're a legitimate tough guy. And remember, before we get started, I am not a gangster. I never was a gangster. I was involved with gangs when I was younger. I straightened my life out. I'm on the right track. I help people now. I'm doing incredible things with my life. And I don't sit on streams all day and, cause problems. I'm on here for entertainment for you guys and to have a good time. So that's what we're doing. And I have a lot of interviews. So if you guys want to check out some real content, just go look at my catalog. There's, I think, over 3,500 interviews. And it's only going to get better. I confirmed some incredible interviews for 2024. And we're gonna jump into the new year with a bang. You guys are gonna be like, holy shit. But hey, that's what we do over here. That's why your show is great. Thank you. Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't need to explain how tough I am. People that do that are corny. That's just my personal opinion. Let's get into it.
Bond had testified against all of us. Great witness. His girlfriend, great witness. They were all there. There was how many
great
testimonies
witness.
that they said they seen him stab it, and he admitted, and to me too, he admitted he did it. He stabbed him and he killed him. So why isn't he getting arrested for that murder? Ask law enforcement. Get an explanation. But I have his 302s. We put it in the book.
How come you didn't get arrested for any of these murders? How come? I know why. Because they never happened. A-Light never killed them. That's the truth.
Documents of what he was saying. People he was giving up. Politicians he was giving up. Other guys he was giving up. He gave up his friends. He put other friends at a murder investigation that's still open, that is never closed. And he put them all at that location. So for him to say to the media, first off, he did say he did rat, actually, on video. He said he ratted. Then he said he only ratted a little. Then he said he only ratted against his enemies.
Yeah, we got rats arguing. You know, that's another big thing. They like to fight with each other quite a bit. You know. Oh wait, that's Barillo. Hard at work. This is in Barillo's future. Hard at work. But yeah, this is what they do. And then they fight with each other. It's like, damn, they can't even be cordial a little bit. Fucking rats.
And then he went back and said, I was just trying to trick the FBI. It's not even a conversation to have. He ratted. It's stupid. He sat with the government. He made a deal. He backed up on the deal 5 different times. But that's really not, the issue is not what he just did at that time of ratting. The issue is one after another, these guys aren't using guns. One after another, these guys' bosses, and not just the Gottis, bosses around each family are ratting.
But you're not involved, A-Light. You're not in the family, so you don't have nothing to worry about.
And they're trying to take guys like me to do the killing, to do the shooting, to do the beating, and say he's nobody, and then use those kids to get life sentences for them. And these guys walk away, and they make deals on the side like Gotti did.
John,
like
how many
Carmen
years did you
Ignello
do?
did.
How much time did you do?
I went away.
See, he's getting tripped up on his story. That's what happens.
Somebody put in there 6 years for this, 3 years for this. It's not true. I went away for 3.5 years for a gun.
What? He just said that someone said it's 3 years for this, 6 years for this, and he just said 3.5. So what's the fucking difference? Oh yeah, 6 months.
I went away in Brazil for 2.5 years. I came home. I did 10 years here for this case.
What about the murders you committed in Brazil? What about the 2 guards that you murdered in front of their counterparts? And they didn't do nothing to you. They just let you go, right? Sure they did.
I went in and out of jail for an assault in 90, 91. I went back in 2001. I went out again in 2002, back in jail. So when these guys talk...
But you weren't in the mob.
How much total time?
Total time, about 18 years in and out.
How come it's 18 years if you've killed so many people? Why?
Look at his face. He knows this guy's full of shit. Totally full of shit. A-Light is hated passionately with complete no compassion for him by his own people. Albanians never mention his name, even in jest. Hey, I believe you. These guys, like, he's no good. Anybody that trusts these people, you're out of your fucking mind. Get your head examined. A-Light needs to be hanging out with Dum Dum Dom and Barillo Lips Gene and all them other rats. They're all good friends. Let them all run off into the sunset with Gene's garbage bags.
Why are you not doing life?
Because I'm the first guy to say, when Gotti ratted,
How come you're not doing life? That's what he just asked him. Now listen to his answer.
when I came back to the United States, and whatever happened
Is
with
this
him,
when Brazil extradited you?
extradited me
Yeah.
back, and I got the paperwork of Gotti ratting. When I was in Brazil, they flew to me.
They showed it to you?
They showed the consulate, excuse me, the consulate of the family,
Excuse me.
Joseph Carrazzo, his son, Joe Carrazzo, was a lawyer defending Ronnie Trujillo at the trial in Tampa. I was absentee.
You guys smell
Warner's
that?
opening statement was giving Junior up because Junior was
Excuse me.
Full of shit.
up on the drug end because I gave him permission to give me up. But I didn't give him permission to give me up.
Wait, hold up. Stop the press. Stop the press. Did you hear that? He said, I gave them permission to give me up on the drug rap, but not the other shit. What? What kind of deals are you making with these people? Oh, yeah, you're not Albanian. You're not in the mob, so they can have you do anything. Remember? You said you would go through Macy's or some shit if John Gotti Sr. asked you to. Remember that, John?
And he started giving me up on murders. But that information, the whole family knows he's a rat. He's been shelved. He's been chased. About 18 years in and out.
How come it's
Listen to this.
18 years if you've killed so many people? Why?
Because he never killed these people. Never happened.
Why are you not doing life?
Because I'm the first guy to say, when Gotti ratted, when I came back to the United States, and whatever happened
Is
with
this
him,
when Brazil extradited you?
extradited me
Yeah.
back, and I got the paperwork of Gotti ratting. When I was in Brazil, they flew to me.
They showed it to you?
They showed the consulate, the consulate of the family, Joseph Carrazzo, his son, Joe Carrazzo, was a lawyer defending Ronnie Trujillo at the trial in Tampa. I was absentee. Ronnie Warner's opening statement was giving Junior up because Junior was ratting. He gave me up on the drug end because I gave him permission to give me up. But
I gave him permission to give me up. Do you hear that? What is he talking about? He gave him permission to give him up? Where do they do that at? What the fuck? Where'd they do that at, John?
I gave him permission to give me up on murders.
I gave him permission to give me up on the drugs, not murders.
And he started giving me up on murders. But that information, the whole family knows he's a rat. He's been shelved. He's been chased.
Listen, the bottom line is Junior is a rat. In mafia standards, he cooperated with the government. He's no good. So the bottom line, cut and dry, he cooperated. People want to beat him around the bush. A lot of people like Gotti Jr. But hey, it is what it is. Call a spade a spade. Like, don't beat around the bush. All these guys are rats. Gotti Jr. is with the group. They don't like each other, but they're all no good. I mean, I get it. Gotti Jr. tried to, feed him stories to try to get out of it. But it's still cooperated. No matter how you cut the pie, man. You can put a dress on a pig, it's still a pig.
People want to kill him. Of course they wanted to kill him. Will they kill him? They don't know what information he gave.
They ain't gonna kill nothing. I bet you if you go back to Brooklyn, they'll probably kill you. You go back to Queens, Woodhaven, they probably kill you, A-Light.
They kill who? Junior?
Junior. Because people ask,
Today?
why is he alive?
Today?
Today, always. He's always going to have something.
Who's
on
going to
his
kill
head.
him today?
Well, listen, it's like
He wants to say me. He wants to, bad.
Mexico died, Cali died. I mean, it's calmed
well,
down.
Cali's not a killer, but
No.
and unfortunately he died because I really thought he was a decent guy.
That's what a lot of people tell me. They
Yeah.
say he's a really decent guy.
Yeah, I think the whole
They thought he
Gambino
was trying
faction.
to turn it around. And
Well, I speak openly, honestly. The
Yeah.
Gambino faction are gentlemen. They're quiet. They don't
Oh, that's why you didn't get a life sentence. That's right. I forgot. He's open and honest, so that's why he didn't get a fucking life sentence.
bother nobody. What they do for a living, I can't judge them. All I'm judging is when guys are telling guys put a pistol in your hair and tell a kid to kill, I'm telling the kids don't go into the life. I'm not telling an adult don't stay in that life. I'm not.
How are you alive? So you've killed all these guys. I mean, it's not a short list of people. If you've hit a baseball bat 100 people, if you do something to my family and I'm in that world, I don't know how long, so how come nobody?
He's right. Patrick's right. If I'm in that life, how are you, Raven? If I'm in that life and this guy did something to my family, I'm going to do something to him. I don't care. I don't care who he is. People, listen, if he baseball batted and stabbed and shot and killed this many people, he would have some major, major problems.
Has retaliated to you. If you have this many numbers of hits, how come you're still around? You're a public figure. You living in New York. It's not like you're.
Because
He's not living in New York, Patrick. He lied to you. The question is, who is more cringe, Sammy, Mikey, or A-Light? I don't know. Mikey is pretty damn cringy. All that, no excuses, but all he makes is excuses on that show. So I don't know what the fuck that is. Walking contradiction. I took a look at his show today. All excuses. Blaming other people, stealing the businesses, and then he goes, no, I'm not blaming anybody, but right when that word comes into play, but, full of shit. Anything after but, full of shit.
living in Montana.
listen, because I'm not P. Gotti. People know I'm vicious, and if
You ain't vicious, Johnny. You are not vicious. Dance a jig for us, Johnny.
you come after me and you don't kill me, they know that I'm going to probably do something.
Well, I understand, but that's a pretty quick fix, though, right? If somebody
Yeah, quick bullet to the head. No more A-Light.
says so, just make sure he doesn't live.
Well,
So why are you alive?
Well, who's going to kill me? P. Gotti? No, I mean, if he was out, he's.
Listen, there's plenty of people that A-Light does not know that are in the life. He's never been a member, so there's tons of people that he does not know. So of course they could get someone that doesn't know him to walk up to the back of the head. It's over with for him. What's he gonna do? Come back from the dead and retaliate? Oh, I shot him, but he survived. I killed him, but he survived. You guys heard that one last night, right? Oh, I baseball batted him to death, but he survived. What?
No. Who Jackie knows? He never used the gun either. Who Mikey Scars? No, he never used the gun. Carmen Agnelli, he never used the gun.
Right.
You got to go find somebody who used a
I'm
gun.
not asking
first.
this to try to create an event. I'm asking this question to.
But if I was worried about that, honestly, I wouldn't live in New York.
You wouldn't live in New
drive a
York.
convertible.
Yeah, I think
You don't live in New York, so what are you talking about? In the video you made in New York, Johnny, you were walking in Manhattan talking about this is my neighborhood. What? Fucking weirdo, man.
I give you a lot of credit for that because, and not that others who go and live in another place. It's it's.
Guy, how are you? Emerald. Darren, what's going on? Bogo Camp. Full green light. What's good, man? Back in the game, listening to Staxx in the UK on my overnight shift. Merry Christmas to everyone and blessed year. Thank you, man. Hope you have a great day tomorrow.
To whom?
Oh, wait, yeah. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve, and then Christmas is on Monday, right?
To each his own, but you decided to stay in a place like that. One of the things I was thinking about when I was looking at this, I got a couple other questions we'll go through here, but one of the things I was thinking about when I was looking at this is sometimes the person to be the most careful with, and I want to preface it in a way, and you can come back and answer it in any way you want. I just want to hear your thoughts on this. Sometimes, say there's a kid who he's got a brother, and the brother's born in America, and he's not born in America. But this kid's more driven to be a president, and this family.
Yeah, we heard that part last night. Let me fast forward a little bit so we could get to the meat and potatoes of the bullshit.
It's a joke. You're asking the guy I just shot that you're supposed to be protecting to kill me. Why didn't you kill me? You just said you're going to protect this guy, and I told you go fuck yourself, and I around with me robbing things. If he doesn't answer to me, if he doesn't respect me, if they don't think I'm nothing, why are you robbing? Why you have no respect for the God?
Hey, Lordy, Merry Christmas.
He's doing that with me. Why are you helping me, giving me guns to shoot my cousin that's around Ross from the Genovese family, and he's running a bread union with him? Why are you coming and giving me a machine gun and a 9mm to kill John Gotti Jr., Pete Gotti, and Carmen Agnello?
Total lies, all lies. Because if that was true, right? If he was going to kill Junior, he'd be in prison right now. He'd be in prison for at least conspiracy. This guy's on a fucking podcast talking about murdering like 30 people, baseball batting 60 of them. And he's not getting in trouble for any of it. How come you're not in prison for the rest of your life, Patrick asked him. You know what his answer was? Because I tell the truth. What? Is that all you got to do to get out of it?
And if that's not true, get the guys that testified against me. One of them is my cousin and knows about it. And well, Cubanelli, I put the guns in his safe. He's a tattoo guy in the neighborhood. He's still around. If it ain't true, well, Andrew DiDonato that wrote a book about it said Nicky Carrazzo told him towards the way. Stan say Johnny A-Light shot me. Ronnie one I'm saying I'm scared Johnny A-Light's going to kill me. 1992, he doesn't have the stomach.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, Johnny A-Light fell in love with Victoria Gotti. 100%. I verified this. He was absolutely in love with her. And she didn't want nothing to do with him. I think that's why all this drama started.
For the mob world. So, but my thing with the Gottis is it's not about the Gottis, it's about the Gambino family. The thing about
Racked up
correlating
Rob, what's
John
up,
Gotti
man?
Jr. becoming a rat in 2004, 2005 has completely nothing to do with me while I'm in a penitentiary in Brazil. I'm just curious how they keep trying to correlate him ratting and me coming in after the fact, 3, 4, 5 years later. The correlation doesn't even make a little sense.
Who's behind the website? Who's behind the website?
John Gotti Jr.
How certain are you of that?
100%. The guy Chris Casparosa said he works for John Gotti Jr.
The guy who runs the website
Says he works for John Gotti Jr.
This is very similar to what the Scientology
Go on
church does.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay.
Go
Go
on
ahead.
my Google and read my Wikipedia. He controls it. He locked it. He changed the writing of what was on Wikipedia.
Who did?
John Gotti Jr., Chris Casparosa.
When's
You
the
can't
last-
even rewrite on it if you want.
When's the last time you were in contact with John Gotti Jr.?
I was in Long Island at a diner when I first came home.
13.
13. I had a meeting there with a couple of guys, and 6 police cars came. And they informed me that Gotti called up and said that he had feared that I was going to kill him, that he lives around the corner somewhere.
Oh, so after you cooperated, right? After he cooperated, all of a sudden, what? He's back in the mob. He's back in that life. This guy hangs around with stool pigeons and scumbags. And he's not in the mob. He never was. He's a fucking wannabe. Rat tails. Woo.
That's true
Did
or
you
not.
see him or no?
No, I didn't see him. And then the letters started coming into my parole that I left my area. And I've been in different areas in New York, and I'm not allowed to leave New Jersey, Philadelphia area. So the thing that is mind-boggling to me is the way he won't let this go. I even gave up social media years ago because
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. This guy loves the limelight. He'll fucking do anything for a view.
I'm not going to play these kid games with him forever.
He'll play the kid games with other people.
You know, so, but the answer is still back to the same thing. How are you correlating, if you became a rat, anything to do with me?
Would you like to face off with him? Not fight, face off and have a conversation with him. Would you want to sit down?
I'll sit here tomorrow with you. Get him on the air. We're going to talk to him about, we'll start with his father so we don't have to talk about him.
What sense does that make? All right, we're going to start with his father. Okay, you had no dealings with his father. All right, let's move on to the next question. All you did was sleep over a couple nights. Let's move on to the next question. We'll have you dance a jig, Johnny. We'll get 1 million views. Keep it moving.
We'll talk about his father. I want to know when did he ever use a gun? I want to know.
What does that have to do with anything? Huh, Johnny? I want to know what the fuck happened to your teeth in this picture. Who smashed your mouth in? Who used your fucking mouth as a can opener?
When a gun was in his hand, besides that fantasy story he told in his book that his father left Greenhaven or one of the prisons, and there's 2 marshals with him. They went to a dentist office.
Those guys,
Sammy and Joe Watts, without a doubt.
without a doubt.
Without a doubt. Johnny was tough for him too, but without a doubt.
At the peak when you were on Sammy, what was the different energy you felt from Sammy than you felt about the senior?
Okay, remember though, in the Vlad interview, A-Light said he never had dealings with Sammy. He said he tried to talk to Sammy once and he got scolded by Gotti Sr. I believe that's the truth. I believe he was sleeping over one night and Sammy probably stopped by there and A-Light probably tried to approach him like, hey. And Gotti Sr.'s like, get the fuck out of here, you little piece of shit. And he tucked his tail between his legs because you know he was not acting tough with Gotti Sr. There was no fucking way. I'm sure the biggest mistake in Junior's life is ever letting this guy in it.
Even as a kid, Senior wanted to intimidate you, right? So I grew up in
Fear.
the street. He wanted to fear, you know, and as a kid, I was intimidated. I would be a lie to say I wasn't.
Sure.
Yeah, you were. You still are. And what you're trying to do is rub off on other people like that. You're trying to be the bully. The bullied becomes the bully. That's what happens. The bullied becomes the bully. but you can't bully me, Johnny boy.
You know, I was intimidated him. I was impressed by him. But then as you're growing and you understand the world is like going to kindergarten, you work your way up to college. When I looked at Sammy, you seen complete confidence. He walked with confidence. He didn't try to stare you down. He said hello. He didn't try to intimidate you. Hey, kid. And even to today, if you ask him when he met me, he doesn't know. And of course he doesn't know because I was a kid. He met me at the clubs, he said. He said hello, but he doesn't specifically remember the conversation because I'm a nobody. I'm a kid growing up.
A beat.
No, totally understand. Do you remember a little bit?
We are back now.
Weak. So when he says something that's not, that I don't like or I don't agree with, I'm going to say it. Mm-hmm. So I'll say it again. Now, he's a cunt. He's a fucking coward. He's another big mouth that didn't do much. Now, and you know, he's an underboss. So why would he pay attention? It's like guys that say they know me and I don't remember them because I'm in a different level. You're not going to remember these guys. Well, he was an underboss, you're nobody. So I'm going to tell you, you can ask people or research, what did this man do to get to be to the level of being a made man? So people think because they're a made man that they did something spectacular to get there. He didn't do any kind of robberies because he went through that on his shows. He did some bullshit like almost kid stuff. But he was always a gentleman. And as time went on, yes, he seen me more and he said hello more. But if you ask him specifically, what did we talk about? He won't remember, but I remember. Because to me, it was a big deal, just like it was a big deal talking to Gotti Sr. Robberies. He shot a gun once prior to him becoming a made guy. And he shot one person out of 19 out of his own mouth. So he shot maybe 2 people and he lived off that his whole life. And he tells you about how tough he is. He set up murders. If you're that tough, after you cooperated, you wouldn't have hid in Arizona. And you learn and you decipher, hey, is this guy a good leader? When you start watching people that are good leaders through history, whether it's in law enforcement, like we talk about Rudy Giuliani, right? Highly intelligent guy, good leader. He decimated the mafia, but he made a statement. I did an interview down in Albania about the 5 families, and the interviewist, very famous guy down there in the Balkans, Blendy, said that Gotti Sr. had a gun on him, and I left. I says, you're wrong. And he says, well, that's what Rudy Giuliani did. I says, all due respect to Rudy Giuliani, and I have a lot of respect for him. Brooklyn, he's from Brooklyn, but yet he's hiding in another state under, like I say, like Bin Laden in the mountains. So to me, he's a fucking coward with another big mouth. You know, he's an older guy now. He ain't no tough guy. He can bullshit everybody else. These guys live over reputation. In the car, but Sammy Gravano was. And there was no gun in Gotti's lap or hand or jacket. He had no intentions of getting out of that car, no matter what. He was just going to send Sammy out. Sammy had the gun. And then they con everybody. So they don't sit with me because I'm very straightforward the way I talk. Because I'm going to talk in detail. Let's talk about what you did. I'm going to ask them, let's tell us how you got to be a made guy. Tell me what you did to get there. Tell me while you were a made guy, did you go out and shoot anybody by yourself? Did you fight 3 guys by yourself? Did you go out and put a bat in your hand by yourself? It depends on where this information's coming from. Rona, right? And I'm going to slide back for a second. Was one of the guys who was an ex-detective that testified in Gotti's trials. And this is the reason maybe I had a problem with some of these juries. And he said he didn't know when we were going to kill Georgie Grasso. This is the detective that lived up the block from me. This is a detective that when I moved to Cherry Hill, New Jersey, 2 hours away, he moved next door to me. This is the detective that went to Mexico with me.
Shut up. He's talking about Baroni's father. Shut up.
I'm able to describe your whole house if you're not involved with me. Robbery by yourself. Did you ever do anything without being a coward and shooting somebody in the back of the head with 10 guys besides that? Because anybody can do that. But did you put yourself in harm's way? Were you intelligent enough to make money without a group of guys? These guys can't survive without being in their neighborhood. What are you doing in your house? These are, did his lawyers do a good job? Yeah, his lawyers did a good job. He had a lawyer, John Mariglio, who's a fantastic attorney. Every time he walked in, I said, oh, this guy again. Not because, You're lying because you know they're going to pick you apart. They're intelligent. So when you're understanding we can't have these conversations, of course they're going to pick you apart. They're going and they're getting paperwork. And I'll give you an example.
Everybody knows them, where they got 20 guys with them. But if they're alone, they're not going to survive. If they're in another country, forget about another jail like I was in, like Brazil. So I don't give a fuck what stupid title they give themselves. It doesn't mean anything to me. And you got to remember, they're going to attack me because I'm an Albanian, putting down the guys that I don't like in the Italian mafia.
From Brazil extradition, and I was fighting my case. Marco, this guy, I sent him $750,000. He stole it. He denied it. A buddy of mine put all the documents with the money transfers to Brazil, and they showed he stole the money. Gotti was friends with him. Gotti had him do a video. But Gotti doesn't tell everybody this guy, when I was locked up facing life and a death sentence, took all my paperwork and sent it back to the United States government to give me a life sentence on Gotti's behalf. So when I'm on the stand, they said they got all my papers. Did you say this? Yes. Is this part true? No. Is that part true? No. Is that part true? No, I'm lying.
Huh? What? Are you admitting that you're a liar?
I think they're cowards. And when I had a little more understanding of Sam Gravano and his history, because I wasn't friendly with him in the mob days, I was Gotti's guy, not him.
Then I wasn't cooperating. So I said, that's when I was a gangster. This album was going to beat my cases. Yeah, I did order a murder from Brazil. Were you going to kill this guy from Brazil? That's all in the street. But
You still would have got life for that, you fucking idiot. This guy's such a liar.
I'm trying to say, yeah, you could take that paperwork. Some of it's real, some of it's fake. I'm trying to save my life.
Oh, so what? Are you saying your book is not real? Is that what you're saying? It's full of lies? Like the knife situation? The one where you put the knife up your ass and you pulled it out and stabbed 2 prison guards? You killed them, and the other guards just let you go and extradited you back to the U.S.? Why? Because you were too dangerous for them to retaliate? They had you already. Let me guess. They were scared of you, right?
He started opening his mouth. Then I started attacking him after I researched a little bit more about him through his friend.
On the stand testifying against the guy who I called Whitey Bulger. You gave me up. What'd you think? Was I a fool? I was going to say I'm going to go to jail and do 10 life sentences.
Excuse.
That had my best friend from college, Timmy Donovan, testify against me because you said to. So he did, and he testified for you. When you have the Accardi brothers, the famous Trafficani family, John and Jason and the father testified against me because Gotti said they could. Or you have Robert Lamondola testify against me because Gotti said he could. Or Joe Kane give fake information on the stand because he said so. Or Johnny, the car thief that I baseball batted because Gotti said so. I could go through some more names that he told everybody to testify against me. They couldn't kill me, so this was the way they were going to kill me. He was rat on me. So when I came back and I got all the paperwork and I found out everybody's testifying against and giving me up, then yes, I did come in. And I never hid the fact. I'm not like everybody else. I said, they betrayed me. I didn't betray anybody. So when I came in, it was years after John was in. It was years after Mikey Scars was in. It was years in, Captain. It was years in if Fat Dom was giving people up. It was a made guy. These are all Gotti's guys. They're all talking. I'm not talking. I left my family. I left my money. I went penniless. I lived in Cuba. I lived in Colombia. I lived in Africa. Not to rat. So when these guys switching this, dates can't lie. Paperwork can't lie. The only difference is I've always been a man. I stand on my 2 feet. So when I came in, I come in and I don't hide the fact. He's betrayed me. I owe you.
Very special episode where we see him over here, but you guys will see him much clearer. But I grew a little bit.
Babyface Nelson, what's up? All right.
My apologies. Dick Lips is on the screen.
It's interesting listening to these stories. You know, for me, I've interviewed a few CIA agents. One of the one we interviewed, she was the chief disguise officer of the U.S. government. So she would disguise faces, and she went to Bush one time. She disguised the face Bush couldn't recognize, and she took the mask off, saying how great of a disguise this was. She married another CIA agent because they met each other in the business. I said, let me ask you a question. How do you believe each other? She says, it's a very good question. I said, because both of you are trained to lie for good reason, right? Because you lie to protect your country. So if you sit down with a Russian operative, you're not going to tell every story. You're going to lie.
Hey, do you guys want to know why Patrick is asking this question? Think real hard. He's calling him a liar in his face. You guys aren't getting it? Listen close.
Right? So how does one, when sitting and you hear all these stories, somebody who's not in the world, you're just listening to the stories, you hear so many different sides and everybody sounds convincing.
Well, you have to take, like I just said, you have to take Ronnie One-Arm's opening statement. Why did he say that? Why did he say he fears I'm going to kill him? You're a captain. Why would the guy I shoot say he's seen guys from the Gambino family? Skip is answering to me. Why would you have the underboss of the Gambino family say he was our hitman for the Gambino family, specifically for the Gottis? He was.
What are you talking about? What's this hitman shit? You were not in the mob, Johnny. You were not in the mob. You were not in the Gambino family. So what's this we shit? Take that W and flip it upside down, Johnny. Because you were never in the mob. You were never going to be in the mob.
Strong. Why would you have Mikey Scar's skipper, John Gotti Jr.'s best friend, right-hand man, say I'm there during these conversations?
And Mikey Scar's, John Gotti Jr.'s best friend, is a complete and utter fucking rat piece of shit. And we're going to go over that. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you guys a little taste of that tonight.
Crime family captain Mikey Scar DiLeonardo became a government witness. His testimonies and the information that he provided put more mobsters behind bars than famous mafia informant Sammy the Bull Gravano.
What? You don't say. Hey, Lewis, how you doing? Mark, what's going on?
Let's check it out.
Shout out to OC Shorts. Go subscribe to his channel. They're all rats. They like Johnny, Dom, Francis, Scars. There's more than that, man. The list keeps going. Goes on and on and on. Yeah, there's Gene. There's Hootie. Here's Dick Lips Gene. There's a whole bunch. There's RJ, this fucking little dweeb. He comments on the videos too. It's quite funny. Maybe I'll run across him in real life and crack his head open.
Welcome to OC Shorts, bringing you detailed historical snapshots of the American Mafia and other organized crime. Feel free to subscribe if you like that sort of thing. Today, we're going to take a quick look at how Gambino crime family captain Mikey Scars DiLeonardo was a more effective government witness than Sammy the Bull Gravano. This video is not a judgment on the actions of anyone mentioned.
Yeah, it's not no judgments of you being a rat, Mikey. It's just to point out the obvious that you cooperated against over 80 people. And there's people in prison right now spending their Christmas in prison while you brag about your exploits on YouTube. So, Merry fuck you Christmas, Mikey Scars, you rat piece of shit.
It is purely a historical account of what transpired. After Gambino captain Michael DiLeonardo was arrested on June the 20th, 2002.
And he was only facing 10 years. That's it. He told on his best friend. And he was only doing 10 years.
On various racketeering charges, which included murder and extortion. He would eventually agree to become a government witness towards the end of that year. After nearly a decade of cooperation, he was due to be sentenced for his crimes on September the 9th, 2011.
A decade of cooperation.
Let's review the government's official memorandum for Mikey Scar's sentencing, which included all of the trials that either DeLeonardo's information or testimonies were used in, and the mobsters that were sentenced as a result.
Free all these guys. And don't worry, I'm sure this keeps Mikey boy here up at night. A lot of people like Mikey Scars, but I don't give a shit. If you're on the chopping block, you're getting called out. And that's the bottom line.
The legal document starts as follows. Preliminary statement. Michael DeLeonardo's cooperation over the past 9 years has been nothing short of historic. Because of DeLeonardo's cooperation, over 80 mafia leaders, members, and associates have been held accountable for their crimes.
What?
As discussed in more detail below, DeLeonardo's cooperation has led to the indictment and conviction of mobsters of every rank. Over 24 mafia leaders, bosses, acting bosses, administration members, consiglieri, and captains.
Now, Mikey Scars, you gave RJ Roger a watch, right? And it's to signify, you gave him a watch for Christmas, to signify your friendship and how it's timeless. Did you give Gotti Jr. a watch too? Did you? I'm sure you did. And the question I have is, RJ, do you trust Mikey Scars? Do you? I hope your answer is yes, because you're a fool.
And many more soldiers and associates. Because of DeLeonardo's cooperation, various defendants have been convicted of committing or conspiring to commit at least 13 different murders, as well as other crimes including extortion, assault, kidnapping, jury tampering, securities fraud, loan sharking, tax offences, and gambling.
So other people, right? They were able to stand on business and be gangsters when it was time to be a gangster. Mikey Scars couldn't do it. And now his excuse, Mr. No Excuses, what do you know? He has an excuse. What's his excuse, you say? He says they were stealing his money. So you tell on him? Is that in the paperwork? Is that in the upbringing of the mob, that if they steal your businesses, tell on them? You ain't loyal to anyone, Mikey Scars. And that's why you try to commit suicide. That's why you toss and turn at night. You probably drink every day to try to forget what you did. Shit bothers you. Now you're on YouTube bragging about all the crimes you committed. How ironic.
Defendants charged as a result of DeLeonardo's cooperation have repaid their victims and forfeited to the government over $30 million in criminal proceeds. DeLeonardo has testified at 14 different trials, which is...
What? Now, did all 14 of those people steal your money, Mikey Scars? Did they?
believed to have been more than any other cooperating witness in the history of organized crime prosecutions.
Todd Father, how are you? We're going over Mikey Scars' testimony. Shout out to OC Shorts. Make sure you subscribe to his channel.
Now, let's identify the criminals that were convicted as a result of Mikey Scars' cooperation.
Let's do it.
United States versus Peter Gotti and others. In December 2004, Michael DeLeonardo testified at the trial of Gambino family boss Peter Gotti and Gambino soldier Thomas Carbonaro. Mikey Scars testified about Peter Gotti and Carbonaro's conspiracy to murder Salvatore Sammy the Bull Gravano.
So listen to this. My thing is, they killed his brother, right? They killed Mikey Scars' brother. He didn't cooperate then. Why not? You didn't go retaliate for your brother's killing, right? Why not? So you cooperate over money. That's why you cooperated, Mikey? It is. The bottom line. No excuses, right? Tell the truth. It's over money, right, Mikey? Because your brother got murdered. You didn't cooperate then. So it wasn't over loyalty or your family or blood. It was over money. So that's all you're about. Money. It proves who you are.
He also provided testimony on Carbonaro's involvement in the 1998 murder of Frank Heidel and Carbonaro's conspiracy to murder Edward Garofalo. The government document states, the jury convicted both defendants of racketeering, the Gravano murder conspiracy, and the construction industry extortion, and Carbonaro was convicted of the conspiracy to murder Heidel. Carbonaro was also convicted of conspiracy to murder Edward Garofalo, a Gambino family associate who was suspected of cooperating with the government. Gotti was sentenced to 25 years imprisonment, and Carbonaro was sentenced to 70 years imprisonment. At the same trial, Mikey Scars also provided information against several other defendants, including Gambino associate John Matera, who was connected.
Hey, what's going on, Salvatore? How you doing? When I saw that dumbass picture with Mikey and Dom and his old ass ugly suit, I almost vomited in my mouth. Yeah, these guys are pretty crazy, man. Italia, what's going on?
With the Frank Heidel murder. Matera would receive 20 years after pleading guilty to racketeering and murder conspiracy. Gambino family soldier Edward Garofalo, cousin of the previously mentioned Edward Garofalo, was also convicted. Garofalo pled guilty on the following charges, as stated in the memo. Conspiracy to murder Edward Garofalo, Garofalo's own cousin. Conspiracy to murder Gravano. And conspiracy to extort millions of dollars from the construction industry. Garofalo was sentenced to 360 months imprisonment. De Leonardo's information at this trial also resulted in the conviction of Gambino family captain Louis Villario.
Scumbag. Straight up scumbag. Mikey Scars is probably one of the worst ones because of the way he acts and how he's trying to be like liked by all, nonchalant, and buddy with people, giving people watches and shit for Christmas like they're real good friends. Did you give Junior a watch too before you put him on trial to face the death penalty? Just serious question. I would like to know. How many of those people that you cooperated against did you buy watches for? Friendship's timeless, right, Mikey? Just like your blood oath. Now, Mikey Scars was a made member. He was involved with that life. He knew what it was about. His own brother got murdered by the mob. He didn't cooperate then. He didn't retaliate. But then they steal from his business and he cooperates because it's all about money. Fuck these guys. And I don't give a shit. But if you guys like this content, hit the like button, subscribe. Go check out Schmitty on YouTube. I'll put a link in the description of this video. He's got some dope music. And yeah, he's a real dirtbag, and I don't care what anyone says. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I got a lot of content, and I'm going to be dropping a bunch of videos. You guys will see. Things are about to get real. So if you guys like this content, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And if you don't like this content, go fuck yourself. Start your own podcast. And remember, go check out Schmitty. The link will be in the description. And don't be a bitch. Merry Christmas. Oh, yeah, if you want to donate to the toy drive, link will be in the description with the Cash App. We got less than about 8 hours. I'm going right in the morning. So if you want to help out, hit up the Cash App. I'll see you later, and don't break any doors, Gene. I'll be back tomorrow.